Today I am racing in PSGL, Premier Sim Gaming League's Tier 7, and it's the finale. It's Brazil, a track which is notoriously difficult to overtake, and I have a qualifying ban. Unfortunately, I picked it up in the previous round in Las Vegas, which means I am not qualifying today. So my usual practice would be to do some lobbies and work on my single lap pace. But today, it's a different set of circumstances. So I am going to get on a call with Thomas Ronhart and we're going to go around Brazil and do multiple stints in over a 1 hour period to try and fine tune a setup and also work on my racing lines and car adjustments and driving style and key details you may not know. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, something different on the channel. I'll leave Thomas also linked down below, guys, to his socials. And yeah, of course, Sim Racing Center will be there as well. So go check those out. But let's get into it. Like the video if you're going to enjoy something different. Let's try and smash 1,000 likes. Subscribe for more. And yeah, you might get some free info in this video as well for you guys to apply to your own racecraft at Brazil and other racetracks. We don't restart, so would I be going for a harder allocation probably?
Yes. If that's the case, then yes. Have you got a base already that you used before?
I have other league racing setups that I've used.
It's a shame you don't have a baseline setup, but that's probably even better for our preparation. I would say Hungary can work, but then we do have to lower the wing. If you can load that set. Oh yeah, we definitely have to go lower wing. I will start off with 40-30. Actually, you can go even lower. You can go 35-25. The diff, generally speaking, I always tell people, I mean, I'm not going to say it's a meta, but it's something, every time I've coached somebody, we always end up on 20. In terms of suspension, it actually looks quite fine. You can go high on the rear robot to 11. And I think that's for now a good baseline. Let me have a look at the brakes.
Here, they're going to bottom out, so I think we'll be okay. Right, and then pressures, maybe the front's a bit higher would be my guess.
Depends on the track, but usually I would put as high front pressures as possible. Purely because that's what gives you the most grip. The higher the pressures, the more grip you have and the more stable it is. If you go lower, it can be a bit more pointy, but then the tires also will overheat more. So basically, the higher you go, the more stable it is and the less temp you have. If you go lower, it means the tires will overheat more.
So I don't know if this is going to help or change anything, but I'm leaning towards going a bit more aggressive. So I'm thinking like a medium hard strat because I'm starting last. I need to recover positions. I don't know if we have a full grid, but my logic would be, if I was to start on hards and getting through the traffic, I get damage, it ruins the strat because obviously you have to run 2 compounds. Obviously it might rain as well, that as well, but I'm assuming it'd be a dry race. So if I start on hards and potentially get damage, that ruins me because I'm forced onto a 2-stop. So I'm leaning towards probably starting on mediums and then trying to cut through and then run hards.
I think generally speaking, medium hard is always a strategy that's, let's say, more on the safe side, like you said. If you get damage on hard, then it's pretty much race over. So I would say let's make a setup with medium hard. Of course, if there's, let's say, rain, you see the slots in the top. You have 7 slots in terms of, let's say, the session forecast. Normally, the last 2 are relevant because the last 2 are 45 minutes and an hour. The 5th one is actually 30 minutes. So if it's, let's say, raining on that slot, I would definitely recommend using hards. Keep tire saving because the mediums are a very good race tire around there. So are the hards, but mediums are also very good. We can get feedback afterwards.
Yeah, sounds good. And you can give it to me live whilst if there's something I have to change. So in this game you can run 8th gear. You're not going to lose power. Unlike
yes, you can run 8th. As long as you're able to shift from, I think, 11,800 RPM. And then you can definitely use 8th gear.
I am going to restart though. I think this lag is not smooth. It's a little bit distracting.
Okay. We had the fuel on 52.5, right? Yes.
52.5.
Alright, what we can do is straight away change the stuff that you mentioned earlier. So make the offset more.
Yep.
We can go extreme if you want to see if it already helps you or if it is too much. Do you feel like the front wing for now is in a good place?
I think we can go down a little bit.
Okay, then we can go down to 32. and then go 20 on the rear wing, 20 exactly, and then we can on the roll bar we can go down to 110.
Yeah, sure. Works for me.
I think that's an accurate thing to change.
Yeah, I feel like obviously I want to try and get my wing as low as possible because overtaking is difficult in this game. So any advantage I can find will be a massive help.
Really good line in turn 1. If you can keep that up, then that's really good. Yeah, of course, with lower wings, you have to be really careful on entry. So try and brake, let's say 1 or 2 meters earlier, and then let the car roll a bit more slowly. And your exits will also be a lot smoother. So as you can see right now, on the tyre wear, the rail left is really high in terms of the tyre wear compared to the rest.
Yep.
So in the corners you're using the rear left tyre a lot and make sure to save them as much as possible. The corner that's going to be hurting you the most is after turn 4 you got like the really fast right-hander. Try and be more conservative on entry.
Whoa.
Okay, I think for now it seems like the tyre or the wing, let's say offset is too high. Do you feel like the wing is too low or is the offset too high?
I think the wing is okay. It's the offset maybe if I bring it back by 1 or 2.
Okay, from what I'm seeing at least, the rear left tyre is really hard to save. That's of course quite normal when you have a wing offset like this. The tyre where you need to aim at, on average, is 5.5%. That way you can go to lap, let's say 13, 14.
What this lap is. Would you touch that curb?
Race, I would try and kiss it. Definitely not as much as in quali. There was 5.7, 5.8 if I kept paying attention to it. So that's really good. So if you can keep that up, then that's sort of the target we want to aim at.
I feel like I'm maybe bottom out a little bit on exit 4. It's the only corner I'm feeling a little bit because that curb falls off the track.
Okay.
I'm talking maybe like a click.
So what I'm thinking then, if you let's say bottom is very slightly, we can go higher on the front right by 1 click, but then we can also lower the front pressures to make the car turn in more pointy. By the end of sector 1 you're on 39, that's also been the case right now, you're on 44 just when you're about to cross it.
There I felt it on the traction, just bottomed a little bit.
Yeah, so change the wing to 22 on the rear. So it is the same offset again. Generally, just a question I haven't asked yet. In terms of braking, it didn't seem like you had that much of an issue yet.
No, I didn't. Felt pretty good.
So that was good. If you feel like you're struggling a bit, let's say on the rear balance, you always can go higher on the brake bias to make it, let's say, more calm. I always recommend when your tires hit 30 to 35%, then you start to feel the drop off really hitting in. Then I would recommend, if the balance does go rearward quite a lot, then you can go up on the brake bias for 1 click mid-race.
I've done that before, yep.
I would go back on the robot to 11, generally because we also had that with the 10 offset.
Yep.
And we don't have that on this there, of course, maybe up the right eye to 20. I think the tire at the front was also a lot lower than the rears, which makes sense around here because there's a track that has killing rears.
Yep.
So we can go lower on the front pressures to 28.0. So we lower it by 1.5 psi, so that really should...
Would that offset the ride height adjustment we just made?
It shouldn't affect it too much. We can go to 28.5 to be on the safer side if you want. That way we can, let's say, discuss afterwards if it's still bottoming.
I'll run the same fuel again because I have a little bit more wing on again.
Yep.
If you want to get some calculations on fuel, you can.
Yeah, I'll pay attention to it more this time around. Alright, so you start up with 0.39 on the fuel, so I'll keep that in mind.
I'll drive a little bit more conservatively when I can through the right-handers with the left rear in mind.
Yep. You can push the slow bits, like this corner coming up, you can really push it, but the high speed is where the tires really gets killed.
Do you often try and keep a little bit of throttle on in the corners and stuff?
No.
Keep minimum speed, or is it literally you brake, you take your foot off the brake entirely and then get on the throttle.
Try and leave a tiny bit of throttle on, so just so the car doesn't really snap out from you. Yeah, of course, when you're braking, generally, then completely let go. I think a little reference. I think I remember doing a 10.3 in my practice sessions on mediums.
That helps.
But that's I think an estimate of what I think I was doing. I'm not sure anymore because the tires might have changed, so it can be different.
That tyre wears a lot healthier already.
Yes, keep on saving the tires. It's gonna help you towards the end of the stint. More. I think it looks like a good balance for now. Do you reckon the rider change is a thing? That's a good change.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just an update on the fuel. You have burned 0.12 in the past 5 laps, but that is of course when you're driving alone. So that's an average for about 0.025. If we add that together, that's about 1 lap extra.
Okay.
You would have to have when you're alone.
Rear right starting to overheat. Can't feel it, but I can see it's happening. So it's interesting that the rear right's hotter, but the rear left has more wear. Or only more actually, now the right's gone up a little bit.
Oh, you'll see after this corner, the rear left, you see it's 2% and just in that corner alone, the rear left.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's really important in those important corners to really save the tires because it really helps you towards the end of the race, especially when you're in the train. If you can save it in just that one corner, that can save you up to, let's say, 5 to 10% in a stint distance.
I have to keep my focus, but if I do, it feels very consistent. I can still feel I can push through there.
That's good. Even when the tire is dropping off, if you can still push it, that's a really good thing to have. That means you have a good setup underneath you.
Traction feels really good still if I focus and do it well.
It looks like you're very confident with this, which is a good thing to see.
Yeah.
If you want to fix the overheating, we can go higher on the rear pressures, and then let's say we can tweak the roll bar to see if that gives you even more confidence. But that's up to you if you really think it's a good thing to change, feeling wise.
We'll try.
10 is probably your sweet spot. I think 12 already looked way too much. I'm not gonna say it looks like it's tricky at the moment, but I think if you go, let's say, one more offset, I think it will be running your confidence a bit too much.
I will admit, the setup feels pretty good. There's like maybe a few things I'd like to try.
Okay.
I wonder if I could push the wing down a little, not the offset, just the wings. I'm talking like maybe that, and just see if it's too understeery or like I'm lacking, or the tire wear gets really bad.
What we can change though is very minimal, just to make the car a bit more, let's say, relaxed. Is go 0.5 lower on the rear pressures. That way the car will be more stable on exit, and generally it's just more stable on the rear. The tire temp will be slightly higher. I'm talking maybe half a degree more. So that's the only thing you have to worry about. Well, not really worry about, but just to keep in mind. That looks solid.
I think also the reason why I do lower wings is because on the straights, especially like this one, I'm like just a bit short for 8th gear. So I wanted to see if I could try and move into the 8th gear a bit easier. And also, if there's any lines you think I should do differently, let me know. Maybe wider line, tighter line, the gears.
I was gonna try and tell you that the last 2 sessions, but honestly, mate, the lines and gears you're taking are nearly identical to what I am doing, so nothing really to say at the moment. So yeah, like I said, keep saving that rear left and that fast right-hander, especially on the exit. You'll feel it towards the end of the stint, when the car is good and you have good tires. It's gonna really help you out. Yeah, that was good. If you can keep that up, that's good. Just make sure not to over-rotate it and wheel spin, because once you wheel spin, it's yeah, that means your tires are gonna hit a shit ton of tire wear in just one corner. How does it feel for now?
Feels fine. I'm wondering if I could put the wing down some more.
And keep it a bit tighter for this little kink. Yeah, there we go, that's more like it. Because you're always running a tiny bit wide on the exit. That's a good lap for lap 3. Also a general thing in race, of course when you're behind someone, your engine temp will go higher. A general thing to improve, let's say, your the amount of power you can have. If you're above 125 degrees, you're literally on the maximum right now. If you're higher than that, you're starting to lose power. It's very minimal, but you're starting to lose power. So what I would do, even when you're driving alone, generally just lifting a tiny bit into the corner. That way your engine temp will decrease a bit.
And the best corner for it is this one.
Yeah.
Just feeling a little bit of rear slip.
I think when you're driving alone, it's not a real big issue, but it's a good thing to practice, of course, when you are in the train.
Yeah.
At the moment, I don't know if it's if you get the same feedback, but I think the setup before this was, well, at least looks a bit better than this at the moment.
Yep. I just want to get a few laps now in this phase. I've dropped into the 12s the last lap. I just want to see what sort of pace I can hold. I was doing like 12.3s before.
Yeah, 12.3s to 12.5s.
Because I think it looks and feels a little bit more on edge, but I think I'm holding a bit better pace.
Could you show me your tyre one more time, please? Thanks. Yeah, your tyre wear is, I would say, a tiny bit higher compared to the last session, but I'm talking about 1% over 8 laps.
Traction still feels really good.
Okay.
I have a focus, and obviously don't slam the throttle and just kind of ease it on nicely. I'm holding the space. That's 3 12.1s in a row. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but would it be weird to say if I feel like the grip's improving a little bit?
That's not a weird thing to say, no. I think generally, when you get used to the, let's say, the tires are gonna get to a 40 to 50% phase. The phase you were just in, the rears were starting to, let's say, get in a really high tire wear scenario, but the fronts still were sort of, let's say, okay. Now the fronts are also getting into that window, and that's when the balance, let's say, settles a bit more calmly. Right. In my opinion, at least, this was good to try, but I think going back to the other one, you were really comfortable with it, and you could push it quite hard. I think if you go back now and try it now, you're gonna do really good lap times with it.
Yeah, I think that could be the case. This setup grew on me as I was going through the laps. It felt better and better each lap. But the other one was very intuitive.
Also go 0.5 low on this setup. Then it's basically a setup with one higher wing.
I'd maybe do something like that in the middle.
I would try 0.5 lower. I think that's the best. If you think that's a good improvement, then I would try that on the setup as well if it feels better.
That's the only change I'd make. I won't save it. It's a small change to make, I think. Actually, I'll save it.
Yep.
I'll save this because I want to do the wet setup, so I can come back to this.
Brake bias generally always 1% high. Yep.
And then it'd just be tyres, will it not? A little bit of adjustment. Would you not just run like min rear, or not really?
No. I think what you have now is fine.
What would you do if it was to
Like
rain?
I'd definitely increase it to at least another 3/4 of a lap, I would say. Maybe even a lap more. Because of how much wing you have no DRS.
I can really feel the wing straight away. Obviously fresh tyres as well, the fronts are starting to go. So what would you say is first phase? Our tyre wear around 30% this game?
Yeah, 30 to 35%, yeah.
And then is there a second phase, or is it just puncture territory directly?
Well, there's a second phase, 63%. If you go higher than that, then you'll start to feel the car go even less grip. And then after 75%, there's always puncture territory. Your tyre went from 5 to only 6% on the rear left. Now it only went up to 7, so it's really good the saving you're doing through there at the moment.
I'm not really saving at turn 2, I'm just doing the save at the double right.
I think if you want to do something else, like I said, if they are also on hards, you can pit later and have a really, really big tire advantage. But then, of course, you have to overtake around 10 cars to get to them.
I can do that. At the minute, I am pushing flat out, except for the double right-hander. Now I'll start to manage my engine temp a little bit. No short shifting now.
No, that doesn't really help.
What about driving at half throttle? Does that help engine temp?
No, completely lifting is the only way. Tire was also looking, well, I say that, looking good. It's got a little moment.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's below 4%, so that means if it's like 3.7, 3.8, you can do 20 to 21 laps with it to reach 75%. Now, I would say ideal pit lap is 14 or 15, so that's why I said target lap. I think if you want to do an undercut, it's between 12 and 13. If you really want to stretch it, you can really say the tires behind someone, then I would say 16 at latest. You're never gonna get it below 125, but just try and have it as low as possible. Will help you get the overtakes done. If you keep on lifting like this, then you can go, I would say having target as either like dead equal, so 0.00 at the start, or even lower, depending on what wing you're gonna use. Right, let's do 2 more laps, and then we can see how the balances are with higher tyre wear.
Is it like a cut-off, like how hard you go in terms of, okay, that's really, like, you're really underpowered?
Anything that's in the 140s is when you're losing like 2% power or 1.5%.
I just don't need to go that wide, I don't think. There's no point.
Yeah, just the line you did a few laps earlier, where you just don't use the curb, looked way better on exit.
So, like, aggressive first 3-4 laps and then try and save, or save from the beginning if possible?
If you want to make moves early, it's the best way to get yourself up as high as possible. Generally, try and push the first 2 or 3 laps. If you can't get past, then try and save as much as possible to then, in that regard, find a way to get past them towards the end of the stint. Because if you're able to save the tyres better,
yep,
then you can overtake that way.
Yeah, I mean, this is the window. This is the window to make moves. And then from this point on, it's just management. So losing 4/10 over 6 laps.
Yeah, glad I was able to help you out in this short time. Like I said, if there's anything you want to discuss in our chat, then always feel free to hop in a message and I'll be able to help you out if possible.
But there we go, guys. A massive thank you to Sim Racing Centre, SRC, and of course Thomas for that one. A really productive coaching session, a really quick 1 hour, but we got a lot in and got a really good setup, which of course you guys would have seen. And yeah, all the driving tips and tricks, the fuel saving, the tire saving, and then trying to do race management at the right time. Lots of little things I learned that one, which I didn't know about. And yeah, you know, tire wear, puncture limits, also the tire wear phases, when they're going to happen. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the actual event when I race it tonight. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, guys, I'd appreciate a like. Let's try and smash 1,000 likes. Subscribe for more. It really helps out in the algorithm, guys. The like, the comment, and the subscription. And yeah, if you found the video informative, share it with your friends. And again, check out Sim Racing Centre, guys. Link down below. You've got my affiliate link with a discount code. And you guys can also check out setups on top of course, the coaching, which you guys can get with Thomas as well, if you so wish. But guys, just watching. As always, a massive shout out to my channel members for supporting the content. Check out the 2 videos on screen. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. And let's go out from me. Ciao, ciao.